Today on the Hangout, we gotta pay homage to the shot-blocking legend, number 55, Mount Mutombo, number retired in the ATL. And of course, your Golden State Warriors stand at a sweet 16-0. When will it all end? We find out from our experts. And the Toronto Raptors are now officially 3-0 on Drake night. Did Be the Cavs fix what ails them? Hangout! Basketball fans, it's time for your favorite half hour of power. This is the Hangout hosted by yours truly, Akil Augustine, and this is where we digest all the big news going on in the world's greatest sporting league, the National Basketball Association. It's time for me to introduce you to my experts, as always. Actually, not as always, because last week he wasn't here, and we're very thankful about that. No play. Dan Gladman, the Vidal Sassoon spokesperson, and who are the Seattle Pilots?
I have no idea. I was in a T-shirt shop at Haight-Ashbury in San Francisco last week, and this
Okay,
shirt
stop
just
bragging
caught my
about
eye.
all your adventures with the Raptors. We were stuck
Fine,
here
then.
in the cold. All right, he is a writer, he is a reporter, and on Tuesday nights, he's a runner with me and the Run Club. Shouts out to my main man, Donovan Bennett, DB. Thank you for coming out.
Always trying to keep up with you, Akil.
All right, and I noticed that all of you guys communicated this morning. Green pants, that's the look. Ashley Docking.
Green
It is the look. It's fall.
It's fall?
Yeah, it's not winter quite yet.
Okay, well, I'm prepared for winter. This is Ashley Docking. She's a member of the Raptors 905 broadcast
Yes.
team, a new member of our team, and the first lady of the couch right now. So let's get into it. The Toronto Raptors, Drake nights.
Yes.
You have the best team in the Eastern Conference, second best team in the league right now. The Raptors beat the Cavs 103-99 in a great performance led by Kyle Lowry's 27 points. He was going nuts out there. Ashley, was this an impressive win for you, knowing all the trouble the Raptors have had of recent? The Jonas Valanciunas injury, no Mozgov on the floor.
No Mozgov.
But, I mean, was this an impressive win for you?
I think it was just because anytime LeBron James comes in, there's a chance that you can lose. He proved it last year in the playoffs. He can basically do everything, and he could do it by himself. But the fact that there was no Mozgov helped because Jonas Valanciunas is obviously out. But the fact that there is no Kyrie Irving did not give us a realistic representation of what this team will be going
Yeah,
forward.
it'll be very different.
It'll be completely different.
DB, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the way they closed the game
Which
was
is
a good
important.
indication, right? At the end of that third quarter, Mo Wins hits that prayer three.
Yep.
A 5-point lead goes to 2, and automatically you think they're down 2, and LeBron's coming back into the game. So the fact that they extended the lead in the fourth and really controlled the game down the stretch, and more importantly, got big stops as well, I thought was a good sign.
Well, yeah, I mean, this game wasn't about the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, it was just another game on the road for them. Obviously, it was a very big night for the Raptors, and you kind of referenced the West Coast trip, and, you know, they went 2-3, but really, they could have won all 5 games. There were a couple of games out there that were lost in the fourth quarter.
Four games.
Well, they had
that Golden State game. Golden
They were
State's gonna
down by
beat
1.
everybody.
They were down by
was
1. And
close.
somebody,
It was,
They
but
did a great
Destiny,
job.
Destiny kicked
look,
in, guys.
a
Come on.
4-1 road trip would have been amazing.
Yes.
But the story was poor fourth quarters.
Yes.
Yeah.
And here you had the Raptors perform and close the deal in the fourth quarter. Cleveland, I don't think they brought their A game.
No,
but
they were
honestly,
completely
to me that doesn't matter. That game was all about the Raptors and their performance.
Okay, so now let's talk about the Raptors' performance. They're going to have to up that performance with young Jonas Valanciunas expected to be out for up to 6 weeks. He is the third option on this group. It's clear with the 20-point performances he's had in this season. So who needs to step into that role? Donovan, I'll start with you. Who's the next man up?
Well, I think we saw a guy who helped them close at the end of the fourth quarter, and that's Bismack Biyombo, right?
What?
You're getting a double-double from Bismack.
Well,
You're not expecting the
defensively.
points,
It's
but
An
defensively,
but I'm
as far
talking
as
more about the
rebounds and
offensive,
blocks,
Offensive option.
Like I saw Kyle give him that nice little dump down, bounce pass on the screen and roll, but that's about the only pass he's taken for a bucket. Because I'm looking at DeMar Carroll.
DeMar Carroll.
Okay, you take it.
Well, I would just say he's playing more minutes than he's ever played in his career. He's been given every opportunity to be successful, but his shooting percentage hasn't been there. He's gotten the looks, but he hasn't been able to finish. I say him or potentially Terrence Ross. We need to see something.
I'm going to go ahead and disagree with all of you. And I do think
Oh, well done.
surprise. Like, look, again, Carroll is a vital player in what's going on here. But again, his major role is defense. They're not going to look to him to score. I'm actually going to go kind of off here and say it's Louis Scola, who in the last
in the first
4
quarter he
games,
was.
yeah, and he kind of has been setting the tone. You know, late in the game, Kyle and DeMar are going to be doing the bulk of the scoring. But in that first quarter, first half, when you're kind of feeling things out, Skoll has been this secret weapon these last 4 games, and now that he's done it 4 games in a row, I'm thinking, you know what? In 25, 28 minutes a game, this guy can do some damage, so why not get him the ball and get him to soften up the defense in the first
But do you
half?
think that's too much time for him, though, to be playing? And
25, no.
over the course of the entire year? Well, he played over 30 last night.
It's true, and he didn't have very productive after
He played
the
really
first
well
quarter.
in the first
He
quarter,
is-
15 points.
Yeah, he's getting, but I mean, if the question is who fills in that offense
Yeah.
for JV, you're going to the post. You don't want to take jump shots the entire game. I think Skolak, he can. He's done NBA seasons before.
Okay.
He can do it.
All right, now, Ashley, you got any more questions you want to ask on the show before we get away with this? No? Okay, we're good. All right, so
New guest host.
Yeah, new guest host.
I thought that's why they put us together on the couch.
No, that is not
My
why
bad,
they put us together on the
sorry.
couch. All right, quickly, though, I want to throw this out there for you guys. I mean, Dwayne Casey's been the coach of this team for quite some time now. And, you know, they switched the philosophy. Last year, they were a tremendously better offensive team. This year, offense is taking a step back. Defense is the calling issue. Your impression, starting with Donovan Bennett again, of Dwayne Casey as the head coach of this group?
Well, I'm a fan of DC. When people, after they were swept badly last year, were saying, you know what, this is not a guy that we should look to renew, so move him out early. I think what Masai has done is very smart. He's a defensive coach. Arm him with defensive talented
Give him a
players. And then let's see and evaluate him then. Also arming him with a solid staff. Andy Greer is one of the best defensive assistants in the league. And Dwayne Casey, a good guy. Give him a bad cop in that locker room and a guy like Stackhouse who will call guys out when they're not playing appropriately. So I think
You call them out when they're playing well.
Yes, exactly, right? But you need someone in that locker room to keep guys in check. So I think he's armed with a great staff and now tools that fit his coaching style.
All right, okay, well, listen, I want to throw this to you guys, but we got to save some time for some other things we want to talk about on the show because we have a litany, a list, a whole lot of things to get through here on Canada's home for Talking Hoops. This is the Hangout. On the other side of the break, we got to go big game hunting and pay attention to the Dallas Mavericks, of course. We got to give them some love. And, of course, Sweet 16, our Golden State Warriors. Hangout!